Like, I'm gonna need you guys to snap out of it, man. I'm tired of sitting here all day and acting like your problems and your depression is that severe. Like, I'm not saying it ain't, but really, it ain't.
There's nothing left to say now, so I'll be on my way now, and I'll be moving way up, way up, way up, out of your way.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a new video. The number one question I keep getting from everybody: how on earth do I stop being depressed? I'm depressed. I'm about to give up. I can no longer see the light. How do you do it, Benzo? How do you remain positive throughout adversity? Now, the stuff I'm about to say might not be what you want to hear, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. You guys want to know what my least complicated time in life was? It was when I had my second cancer. When they told me I had leukemia and I would have to undergo 10 months of chemo. You know why? Because all of those outside expectations, all of those things that society was trying to get me to do, all those goals, they vanished, they disappear. I remained with one goal and one goal only, and that was staying alive. Make it to the next day. And I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It made things so easy for me. After that, I never got depressed again, because I understood that the reason I became depressed in the first place was because I was drowning in the notions of options and opportunities. What happens is we become paralyzed by opportunities. We have so many different ways to go that we lose track and we go crazy. And instead of picking one of those ways, we pick nothing at all. We become stagnant, we freeze up, we choke, and we become depressed. Because society's telling us, you better get a degree, you better get a job, you better get a girl, you better get a boy, you better get a husband, you better get married, you better get a big wedding party. All this nonsense. When I got sick, one goal: hey, make it to the next day. We're gonna pump you full with poison. We're gonna put you through gruesome chemo. And if you make it through, we're gonna salute you. So that was it. I walked in like, all right, doc, what's the game plan? He said, all right, first cycle, we're gonna keep you in here 5 weeks. You're not gonna be able to leave. You're gonna be in quarantine. Limited visitors. It's gonna suck. And all you gotta do is basically make it through. I was like, that's it? No surgery, no nada. I just gotta lay in this room, get this chemo pumped inside of me, and make it. Yup, that was it. I was like, let's go! And that's what we did. That's exactly what we did. I ran through those 5 weeks. I put an actual cross trainer next to my hospital bed to hop on anytime I had 2% of energy to spare. I would hop on the cross trainer, just to try and stay fit, even just a little bit. That's what I would do. Then, after the first cycle of chemo, I was able to go home. You know what I would do? Go and hit the gym for as long as it would allow me. If that would be 12 minutes, then so be it. At least I did something. So alright, after that, back to the doctor. What's up next, doc? Well, now we're gonna do more chemo. It's gonna be another 4 weeks. Different type of chemo. It's gonna have a huge effect on your bladder. You're gonna have to wake up 5 times a night to pee it out. Otherwise, it's gonna cause permanent damage in your bladder, in your kidneys, all that stuff. So what do? I set 5 alarms, and it was easy. You know why it was easy? Not because it didn't hurt, not because it didn't suck. It was easy because every day, everyone around me, the nurses, the doctors, my family, my friends, would tell me, man, you're killing it. You're doing so good. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm laying in bed. I'm literally laying in bed all day. But the sheer fact that I would make it into the next day was sufficient. That was my goal. And I am gonna catch slack for this, and a lot of sick people are gonna be like, you're just acting tough for the camera. But I look back on that period with a feeling of joy. Like I was super stable. I was optimistic and happy because I had one goal. Imagine reaching your goals, like every goal, and reaching all of them every single day, every single week for 11 months straight. How good would you feel? That's what I did. I reached my goal of staying alive. I kept taking the chemo, I kept staying alive, kept coming back. Did I throw up all the time? Sure. Did I get sick all the time and felt terrible? And did I sometimes cry and all that stuff? Sure, I did. But they would always tell me, you're doing great. You're actually ahead of schedule. A few times I got to go home early a few days before. I would read my values every single day because every day they would come and get my blood, right? So they would take my blood and then take it to the laboratory, and then I would get this graph with all these numbers on it. I forgot all the names of all the stuff. It's not really relevant, but basically the number indicated the amount of white and red blood cells and some more difficult medical terms that I'm not going to use right now. And by looking at those, I could basically see how well I was taking and recovering from the chemo. So for most days, the numbers would remain 0, 0, 0. But then one day it would be 1. And then I'd be like, all right, that's it. The rise has begun. We're getting back on top. So that's what I did. That's what I did for 5 chemo cycles. I never got depressed because I had one goal. Why do people get depressed? Because you're bathing in good health. You are slowly sinking away in quicksand of opportunities, thirst world problems, and social pressure. Like, people get depressed because they don't get enough likes on social media. People get depressed because they get dumped and don't even look at it from the point of view where it's like, there's a lot of people who never get dumped because they never get into a relationship in the first place. You know why? Because they ain't got no legs. Or because they're in the hospital, hooked up to syringes. So like, how could you get depressed when you're actually in the game? When you have 2 autonomous working legs that can take you anywhere that you desire. Like, I'm gonna need you guys to snap out of it, man. I'm tired of sitting here all day and acting like your problems and your depression is that severe. Like, I'm not saying it ain't, but really, it ain't. Like, guys, you can watch all the self-help videos, you can read all the self-help books, you can watch Gary Vaynerchuk all day, and I love Gary, shout out to Gary Z. But at the end of the day, man, you're gonna have to make a choice. You're gonna have to understand that just because you have a million ways to go, it doesn't mean that you have to take them all. Like, you don't have to travel the world. You don't have to go to every country. You don't have to try every dish. Like, it's okay to pick one thing and stick with it and don't get distracted by outside noise. Somewhere along the way, many of you have lost perspective. And I know I've said this a million times in my live sessions, but I'm going to say it one more time. You won the genetic lottery. You're a human being in 2019 with access to the internet. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching this. You're not a rock on the moon. You're not a chair. You're not a necklace hanging on some YouTuber's neck. You're not a man bun. You're not a goldfish. You're not a monkey. Like, you're a human being. Not only that, but you are a winner by biological design. That's not me trying to make you feel better. That's an actual scientific fact. You literally beat out 10,000s of other sperm cells to make it into your mom's uterus first. You won the race. It's like, you got the gold medal, you got the trophy, the MVP, all that stuff that put you on the stage. You know, you're thrown into this world. And the first thing you do, once you get some actual consciousness and you start looking around, is scream, depression! I'm depressed! Like, really? Really? Have you even considered the emotions and the feelings of all of those sperm cells that died? Like, they died. so you could have a good life, so you could try and do something. Stop thinking that life is this timeline with this guarantee of 50, 60, 70, 80 years. Tomorrow doesn't exist. None of this is real. None of this matters. These beautifully shaped pecs don't matter. This creamy vanilla skin doesn't matter. My fashionable man bun, my perfectly linear jaw doesn't matter. This is all just a vessel. This is me just like modifying the player in my video game. Like when you start a video game and you start my career, you know, you can give them like a high top. You can change the skin tone. You can put on white shorts, black shorts. This is what I designed. Like I took my clay and I turned it into benzo. But at the end of the day, it's just like a vessel, a controller to walk around with. What really matters is the stuff that I'm saying. The energy from the heart. Like this is real, man. If you don't feel this, then you're not gonna feel anything. Then you can go climb Mount Everest. You're not gonna feel it. You're not gonna see it. You're gonna be like, Chuck, what now? Life is the most precious gift that you'll ever be given. No material object, no social relationship can ever amount in value to you being alive and not being in a hospital bed, stuck, connected to a machine, pissing through a tube, being force-fed liquid food through a wire that goes directly into your stomach. I saw the other side, and I came out on top. So I could come back and tell you guys, I don't do this stuff for views. I don't do this stuff for fame. YouTube pays me pennies, man. I'm not making a damn dime off of this. I'm doing this because I saw something that 99.99% of this globe will never see. So I can't go to bed. I can't sleep at night knowing that I didn't give it my all to transfer this information back to you. So here you go. Now what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to build with these mental bricks? Like stop talking about depression and anxiety. These are all man-made words to make up feelings that our brain is transmitting to us through our nervous system. Like it doesn't really, it's not that important. That's my whole point. We get so caught up in these labels, I'm this, I'm that, I'm social anxiously depressed, introvert, extrovert, like, man, so what? So what? Simplify your life. And I'm not talking about minimalism, about wearing the same shirt every day, because that's another trend. It's another label. I'm talking about simplicity. Simplify your life. Stop looking at all the roads you can take and just pick one. Just pick one randomly. Because you want to know a secret? The outcome is going to be the same. All roads lead to the exact same destination. It's all going to depend on how you treat people along the way, how you present yourself along the way, how you react to adversity along the way. If you have what it takes to end up in a certain position, if it's truly there, the universe will put you in that position. It's really that simple, guys. The exact same way that I was always meant to end up in this position, talking to you guys. I could quit YouTube tomorrow. My legacy is set. My work here is done. And I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine. We're all going to turn to dust. Ain't nobody going to remember us. So how about we start living life? We start taking chances. We start putting ourselves out there. We stop playing it so damn safe. How does that sound? The dominoes are not going to start falling until you push that first domino. So go out there and push it. That's it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. leave a comment, tell me what you think, share this video, you know the drill. I'm out. Almasta has an amazing rest of my day. And I highly recommend all of you to do the exact same. Stop focusing on labels. Stop self-diagnosing. Stop Googling symptoms. Depression is like a plant. The more you recognize it, the more attention and water you give it, the more it'll grow. Take action. Stop waiting on a divine sign. This is your divine sign. The benzo sign. Now you can tell yourself, am I joking? Am I serious? Is this all just one big game? I think you already know the answer to that. It's your boy Benzo. Check it out. Let's go!